In this video, we're going to take a look at the FAANG stocks: Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. They might be interesting to take a look at it, especially after the recent meeting between Trump and Xi in the G20 meeting this weekend. The outcome of that meeting is that there will be a truce between U.S. and China on the trade war. That's sort of remove that one uncertainty, and that might present some near-term trade possibility. Although there is the interest rate cut from the Fed, because the Fed had indicated in the last meeting, the FOMC meeting announcement, that it indicated that it will be responsive to any sort of deterioration in the economy and due to the trade war between China and U.S. And with this truce, that might put that interest rate on hold. And to a certain degree, the market has been rallying based on the expectation of a rate cut in the next FOMC meeting, essentially the July meeting. That might put some pressure on the market and might get a little bit of a pullback as well, if that's how the market interpreted. Let's go and start off looking at Facebook. And starting out with looking at the Facebook on the weekly chart here, you can see that I also have a Fibonacci retracement on the swing here, and you can see that the price actually came down right here to near the 50% retracement level, and then it rebounded. Right now is essentially putting in a inside week with a sort of a hangman spinning top. So we'll be watching to see would it break out of this this high here next week, or come back down and break below this previous week low and try to fill this gap. And if we take a closer look on the daily, you see this daily, I'm basically watching this consolidation here. And if the price is able to break out of this consolidation, then be watching at this level first. And if we could go to this level, then basically it will be looking at this 204.89. But if it break below, break out of this consolidation, break below this, then be watching this 180.74 and essentially looking for the possibility of filling out this gap. Then maybe you will get a bounce back up. Right? So that's the Facebook on the daily chart. Also, if we take a closer look on the 4-hour intraday chart here, right, we're essentially looking at this little bit of a consolidation, and get up, then we go look at this possibility, and then this this possibility first, near the 200 level, then the 204.89. But if it come down, dip below 188.30, or essentially dip below these low here outside of this box here, then basically looking for it to come down to this 180.74. And looking at Apple on the weekly, you can see also I have a Fibonacci retracement on the swing. You see Apple came down to this 38.2, then got a nice strong bounce off of that. And right now it got into this 197.69 area. And we're going to keep an eye on it to see would it be able to make its move up to the 212 area, or come back down to this 184.94 location. So if we take a closer look on the daily chart here, once again, basically just like Facebook, we're looking at this consolidation zone here. If it could break away from this, break above this consolidation, then we're essentially looking for a possibility to come up to this area here at the 212 level. But if it break below this consolidation, then we're essentially looking at this 184.94 possibility. And we take a look at the 4-hour intraday chart. You can see here is this consolidation area. Okay. So we'll get above, then get to 212.32. Get below, then we're talking about this 184.94. There is a possibility of some sort of support down here near this 190 on its way down. and then there's a little bit of a possibility of a resistance on the way up at 208. So here looking at Amazon, we see Amazon also came up on this bounce here. Let me get the Fibonacci retracement here. If we do a swing here, you can see that it came down, dipped below the 618, right? Dipped below the 618 here, okay? And it got a nice bounce. And right now, it seems like it might want to come up and test this pivot high here. So let's go and take a look at the daily here. Again, we basically looking at this. It could be a little bit of a flag here, and if it come up, then we're essentially looking at this 1964 area, and if it come down, then we're essentially looking at the possibility to come back down to this 1761, or might even retest this 618. As you see that it right on this swing here, it pulled back to this 618, and it got a nice bounce up here. Right? If we take a look at the hourly chart here, right, we're basically looking at this, this here. Okay, so if it breaks below, then we'll be looking at these levels down here, and if it breaks above, then we're essentially looking at this 1964 area here. So break below, we're looking at 1840, somewhere around this 1840 area. Right? Here we're looking at Netflix on the weekly chart here on Netflix, and you can see Netflix been sort of chopping around within this 386, 87 area and the 342 area for quite a while. And we're going to see would it be able to get back up to the upper range of its trading band, or flip over and come back down to this 342. If we take a look at the daily chart here, you can see this consolidation or this trading band here. So basically looking at this and see would it be able to get back up to this 386.80, and see that it's kind of been coiling here, right? So, and basically looking for this thing to either break above or break below. If it break above, then we basically looking at 386.80 as a possibility. If it break below, then we're looking at the possibility of retesting 342.27. I'm looking at this a little bit more closer on the intraday chart. Basically looking at this thing, you could also look at it like a little bit of a flag, and essentially taking this as a flagpole. We're essentially looking at this breakout, breakdown. With breakdown, then we're basically looking to see would it be able to get below this area here. If it does, then we're looking at this lower band here get retested. But if it could break above this pivot here, then we'll look at this 375 and then the 386.80. And then for Google, we see that it gapped down on this big dip here, and right now it's trying to come back up, but again, it's basically got back below this 1093, and on this weekly chart here. So we probably still looking for a little bit more downside on Google. Let's go take a look at it at a lower time frame on a daily, and we see that essentially you got this little downward trend here, right? So, and I see there was a little bit of a triangle, and so we could see this breaking down. That's one possibility. So what we want to see is would it be able to get back above this 1093, and then get up above this 1126. If we could get through this, then the 1154 will be a possibility. But if it stay down and dip below this area here, right near the 1070 area, then we're basically looking for the possibility to come down, test this low at 1032, and then if that doesn't hold, then basically looking at 984. So these are the upside and downside for the FANG stock. If you like this video, click the thumbs up. If you are not a subscriber on my YouTube channel, click on the subscribe and the notification icon so you won't miss any future video. Thank you for watching and good luck.